Hello, my name is Mark Bishop. I live in Clinton, Tennessee, and I've been an electric vehicle enthusiast for a long time. And I first had a motorcycle and still have it. It's a terrific thing. I'm a motorcycle rider all my life. But I bought this car in December of 2012, and I bought it because to convert it to electric. It was a hybrid. And because it's real aerodynamic and it's made of aluminum and plastic, which is durable and light. And also the battery fits easily behind the seat. It's easy to install. It's an easy conversion, and it's just amazing. I bought a kit motor and controller and put in it, and it just works right off the bat. I mean, it only services tire pressures, windshield washer fluid, the only thing you do to it. And I use it for my everyday driving, getting groceries and going to the doctor and the post office and so forth, hardware store. I use it every day. I've got my wife has a Model S and I've got a Model 3 that we use for longer distance. But this is my local driver. It's the easiest thing to drive. It's handy, zippy, it's a great little get around. And it has a pretty good sized trunk inside to put stuff. It's my pickup truck, a little small pickup. And I've got 42,000 miles on it now. Ease of maintenance and low cost. It's basically free to drive. We have solar panels on our home. We don't pay a bill. I mean, it's free. So we're running on sunshine. Well, this was a hybrid that had a little 3-cylinder gas motor and a pancake electric motor in the front. And I took that out and all the plumbing and crap that goes with the gas tank and hoses and radiators, stuff. Took it all out, and it gave me a big trunk area because I've got a lot of room back there now. And I replaced it with a kit motor and controller from HP EVS. It's an outfit in California. And I had to do some machine work to fit the motor on the transmission. It had a manual transmission. I put it in second gear because that was the torque value that worked. I took everything out of the transmission that didn't need to make it light and less drag in there, and just bolted it up. And I've got a DC to DC converter that gives me 12 volts to run the car stuff, lights and so on. And that's really in a charger in the back, and the battery's out of a Nissan Leaf that came from Israel. It's part of a battery, it's not a complete battery. But it fits nicely behind the seat and easy to install. I was just amazed how good it and I really haven't done anything to it. I've got it on the road and it's been perfect. Well, it's nothing because we're running on sunshine, but it uses 160 watt hours per mile, 170 maybe, which is about 200 miles per gallon equivalent. So it's nearly free anyway, but because we got solar panels, our home and my shop and all our transport. My wife has a Model S, I've got a Model 3, this, and I've got an electric motorcycle. And they're all running on the sunshine. You can do this. That's kind of what, as a retired guy, that's what I'm trying to prove, that you can do this, and it's really a good way to go. The simplicity of it. I think efficiency and simplicity means a lot to me. I'm one of those guys that, pay $1 to save a dime, but I really haven't had to. I mean, I think I've got about a little less than 14,000 in it, and you just don't spend any money anymore. I mean, that's the investment, and that's it. the electric vehicle conversion convention in Missouri was probably 7 years running, and I went to that about 5 times, and I think 2 or 3 times, I can't remember, I took this, and I would just stop at level 2 chargers. I'm using PlugShare, and just stop. And I had a book, that I should have read a long time ago and never did. So I'm reading that. You'd have to sit for a while because it only charges about 15 miles per hour at those. Well, I guess it's more than that at level 2s. Yeah, it's about 30 miles per hour, I guess, in a level 2. And anyway, and then anytime I camped out once on the way, and I'd stay at an RV park, and they've got power there, so you can just use theirs. And then we had it in the show, and we had a performance thing at the drag strip and autocross and all that, and it was fun doing that and comparing our cars that we brought. People from really all over the world, but mostly in the U.S. Came there. It was great fun. I guess they're afraid they're going to run out of fuel or something. And sure, I mean, this doesn't have the range that, most gas cars have. Although my Model 3 has way more than my pickup truck does, But this one's kind of short. But this is my local driver. I drive 25 miles each way to Oak Ridge or Knoxville and back to where I live. And it does great. It's just super for that. And it's so easy to drive and everything. But back to misconceptions, I think people are concerned about battery failure because, they got a cell phone every 2 or 3 years, they have to change a battery. And these things have battery management systems that are quite good. This one's good. It's nothing like a Volt or a Tesla, but it's a pretty good system. And it takes care of the battery. The batteries don't like to be overcharged, undercharged, or get too hot. And it can't control the heat, but it'll warn you if there's heat. And it's up to you to park it in the shade or something. But because of that, they do pretty well. This battery's 10 years old. I don't know how many miles it's got. I bought it pig and poke from Jack Rickard and put it in there, and it's lost a little capacity. And I think these Nissan cells were the first ones, and they were probably the worst when it comes to degradation. And it's lost a little bit. I'm going to do a range check today and just see what I really do have, because since I'm driving at 50 miles to start with, I'm just going to go around the block a few times and then look at it with my computer, and it'll look at all the battery cells and tell me, if there's one that's dropping out.